one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
People have been asking me about Alex Amarado. It's part of the Justice 7. Used to be the Justice 8, but one is out. Well, Alex is still in jail awaiting either a trial or an outcome. And at this time, he still has pled not guilty to 15 counts. Court records that I looked up show a disposition reset and also a possible 995 motion and Brady discovery on September 6th of this year. That's his next appearance. His bail remains no bail. Now, in the legal system of the United States, a Brady disclosure consists of exculpatory or impeaching information and evidence that is material to the guilt or innocence or to the punishment of a defendant. The term itself comes from the 1963 U.S. Supreme Court case Brady versus Maryland, in which the Supreme Court ruled that suppression by the prosecution of evidence favorable to a defendant who has requested it violates due process. Following Brady, the prosecutor must disclose evidence or information that would prove the innocence of the defendant or would enable the defense to more effectively impeach the credibility of government witnesses. Now, evidence that would serve to reduce the defendant's sentence must also be disclosed by the prosecution. So in practice, this doctrine has often proved difficult to enforce. Some states have established their own laws to try to strengthen enforcement against prosecutorial misconduct in this area. In California, felony cases, a Penal Code 995 motion is where you ask the trial court judge to dismiss one or more counts because your preliminary hearing judge improperly let your case move forward. Improperly. You file a PC 995 motion with the trial court after the district attorney files a criminal complaint called an information, but before trial. And he hasn't had his trial yet. Therefore, a PC 995 motion, pronounced 995, is essentially an appeal of the preliminary hearing judge's decision to bind your case over for trial. Technically, it is known as a motion to set aside the information. If the trial judge finds there are insufficient legal grounds to bind you over to trial, they will grant your PC 995 motion. Otherwise, your case will proceed to trial unless you take a plea deal. Now, you can bring 995 motions in cases involving only felonies or in cases involving both felonies and misdemeanors. If you are charged with only a misdemeanor, you cannot have a preliminary hearing and consequently cannot bring a 995 motion. Now, Alex Amarado, of course, has been charged with a slew of felonies, and so he's bringing this 995 motion, and they're looking at a Brady disclosure, which is set to be looked at again on September 6th of this year, according to court records, according to the court documents, and that's just a few weeks away. Now, everyone else that follows, there's like 6 others or 5 others, I think, besides River, that are pretty much in the same boat as Alex. They're all waiting on this September 6th. They're all waiting on this thing. They're all pretty much being tried together. Now, just as a refresher, remember, Riverside County Accountability pled guilty to one felony charge. He pled guilty to the felony of assault with, what's the wording, that could result in great bodily injury. Something to that effect. I forget the actual wording. But he did take a plea agreement, and he pled guilty to that one felony. So he's looking at some time. December 12th, we'll know what's going to happen with Riverside County Accountability. But Alex here is pleading not guilty to all 15 charges. He's not pleading guilty. And just to kind of reiterate here, and I'm going to close with this, but just to reiterate a little bit here, People are saying, what about, malicious prosecution? I mean, come on, Rivers being tarred and feathered. He's being run up the river. But the thing is, when you take a plea agreement and plead guilty, it's difficult to prove that. It's difficult to prove malicious prosecution when someone takes a guilty plea. And people may say, well, he did it because he's being maliciously prosecuted and he doesn't want to go in prison for the rest of life. It's just difficult to prove, man. Because if you say, I'm okay, guilty, yeah. I mean, is he forced to take that plea deal? But that aside, so here we look at Alex. He's pleading not guilty to 15 charges. He's saying, I want to go to trial. I think I'm not guilty. That's a little bit more easier to look at if he's being maliciously prosecuted or not. A lot of people are talking about these videos and stuff that they've done. I haven't been able to find... Actually, they've taken a lot of their videos down. A lot of their videos are gone. They tried to remove them real quick because they thought they were evidence. Now, Riverside County Accountability, there is video footage that he pepper sprayed a guy who was sitting on the ground like this, and he walked up and pepper sprayed him and walked away. I'm sorry, that's PC 245, assault with a weapon. So it was recorded in the vertical, so this is the best I can get for you. But they came up on a car, the lady was honking and everybody trying to get through. And all of a sudden they were a little upset by that. This guy gets out, he pushes the girl with his door to get out of the car. A fight ensues, and he starts brawling with all the protesters because he should have just stayed in his car. But he gets punched down.
Right,
He's
bitch.
okay. He jumps
That's
up.
right, bitch.
Right there,
That's right, bitch.
you saw
That's right,
Riverside County Accountability
That's right, bitch.
pepper spray him in the face.
That's right.
So he got him pretty good with pepper spray. And then, of course, the guy is he's trying to get back to his car. People are still fighting because he pushed the girl with his car door. They're accusing him of battery on the girl with the car door.
You fucking hit the door on there.
And they're fighting again. He goes down. Right. Boom. That was pepper spray. That's why he put his hands on his face. That's what he gets. Again, Riverside County Accountability pepper sprays him. There he's putting the pepper spray into his backpack and walks away. The guy wasn't on his feet. He wasn't coming at River. He was sitting on the ground because he had already been pepper sprayed. And River walked up and sprayed him. Thanks, guys, for watching. And if you have any more questions, get to me. I'll try to find the answers.